Hello everyone. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for refusing to continue being the one supporting my son's participation in a sport he is not that enthusiastic about, but my wife is? My wife, 40F, grew up as a competitive athlete, squash, playing through college on an NCAA championship team. Her whole family is very into competitive sports. I, 47M, on the other hand, never had much interest. That's not to say that I was a couch potato. I was and have always been a frequent gym goer and into road cycling and skiing, for fun, not competition. We have a son, 11M. My wife put him into squash lessons/clinics starting at age 7. She's now started signing him up for tournaments. Even though this is mostly her doing, I am the one taking him to and from lessons/clinics, driving to tournaments, etc. I'm also essentially the person financially responsible for our entire lifestyle. With my separate money, I bought our houses, cars, pay all the utilities, insurance, school tuition. My wife makes close to 6 figures, gets to spend it all on whatever she wants, and still usually has approximately $0 in her bank account. I'm not complaining about this. My income and wealth is multiples of hers, but this will be relevant later. I've noticed that our son seems kind of down when I have to take him to squash and more down after he's done it. He has a lot of other interests. He loves coding, he plays guitar, he likes to ski, he likes bouldering, and between that and school, he is a conscientious and good student. Time is very scarce. The same is true for me. But both my son and I are finding our ability to do these other activities is being interfered with by my wife's insistence about how much time goes into squash. I should say that my son is okay at it, but he is never going to play Division I college, so it's not like college admissions/scholarships are in play here. I think it is great if he can play the game socially later in life, but he could achieve that spending 25% of the time on it that he does. And certainly, we wouldn't need to burn whole weekends on tournaments. I've asked my wife to pick up more of the slack for shuttling him to squash stuff, but she always says she has work she needs to do that makes it impossible. Recently, my wife signed him up for a tournament which conflicted with a bouldering event he wanted to do. He was sad. I asked him, "Do you want to keep doing this much squash?" He said that he didn't, but he didn't want to disappoint his mom. I said I'd talk to her about it. She was resistant to letting him do less, saying that he would appreciate it once he pushes through. I told her that she needs to address this with our son and that in the meantime, I was done dedicating my time and money to squash. If she wanted him to do more than a lesson or 2 a week, she would have to bring him and pay for it out of her own money. And if our son refused to cooperate with her in doing more squash than he wants, I would not enforce any consequences. She says that it isn't fair. She doesn't have the same money or time available that I have. I said, if you feel this passionate about our son's squash, then you need to put your money and time where your mouth is and not just decree that our son needs to do it and I need to be the chauffeur. She thinks I am being an asshole about it and abusing my greater wealth and more flexible schedule. Actually, it is not more flexible. I am just way more efficient at getting work done and being able to work hunched over a laptop at the squash courts to get what I want. Wondering what the collective wisdom of the Reddit crowd thinks? What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for thinking about canceling my wedding that's 5 months away? IF, 43, am engaged to my fiancée M, 43, have been together a year and a half and have been planning our wedding that's set in 5 months. We have known each other since we were high school. I won't get into much detail as to not give myself away. This is a burner account, but we both experienced something tragic in our previous relationships, which lead us together as adults. I absolutely love this man. He is great with my kids and I adore his adult children. And he makes me happier than I have ever been. So being in this place of confusion has me so severely torn that I don't know who to trust, my heart or my mind. While we have been planning our wedding, we have also been planning our future together as all couples do. We have been considering looking into real estate to invest together. We both own our own homes and are looking into purchasing properties together once married. Here's my dilemma. A few nights ago, while talking about some properties we want to consider, he informed me that the first investment would be adding a modular home to his already existing property that he owns to rent out. A property that is set to go to one of his children once he dies. I made the comment I don't think it's right that the first property/home we invest in as a couple is something that will even go to me in the event of his death. The original plan was to purchase enough properties of equal value to rent out until our deaths and each of our children would receive one to do as they please, keep or sale. We are using our conjoined finances/credit to make these purchases. At the moment I make more than he does and my credit is better, but his property is valued more than mine. When I voiced my concerns with the issue, he got angry and shut down. I will admit I was starting to feel used, and in that moment of frustration I popped off with, well, maybe we should just separate our finances again and do our own thing. This made him more frustrated. The fact he hasn't even tried to discuss this further has me feeling like we aren't on the same page about our future goals and endeavors. And that is making me question whether or not I am overreacting, or if I should cancel or even postpone the wedding until we figure this out. So, am I overreacting? What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section, and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for not letting our daughter's 17F boyfriend, 20M, move in with us or spend the night in her room even after she turns 18? Our daughter, 17F, is a senior in high school and turns 18 soon after graduation next month. She has been dating her boyfriend, 20M, for 2 years. They were HS sweethearts, and he is now a sophomore at the local college she is attending next year. He feels like he is a part of our family and is a really good young man. He lives with his parents, who are also nice and treat our daughter like a part of their family. They are socially more conservative than us and stricter on him than we are with our daughter, such as having a curfew and having to check in with them when he goes out. They pay for his college and car, which, intentional or not, discourages him from rebelling from them. He has a job, but not one that can cover everything they cover. My daughter is eager to be an adult and can't wait to be independent and living in her own place. But she's also financially smart enough to know that she shouldn't move out just for the sake of being independent, and that it is better to save money by living with us. She is frustrated by her BF's parents' rules and frustrated that she can't realistically move into their own place anytime soon. As such, she has asked us if he can move into our house once she turns 18. She also wants for him to be allowed to sleep in her room overnight even if he can't move in. We said no to both requests. The main reason is it would put us at odds against his parents and ruin their relationship with her and us. They would either encourage him to break up or disown him. Those scars would never heal, and if they marry, that chasm between would remain and would make our daughter's life and marriage even more difficult. While we don't agree with his parents' choices, we don't want to handicap our daughter's relationship just because she is impatient. Ideally, she and him will save money, marry in a few years, move out to establish independence, and if his parents are controlling, they can choose to reduce contact with them. And yes, while we are not as strict on our daughter as they are with her BF, we also aren't excited for them to be spending the night together and living together in our house at this age. We aren't oblivious to their relationship. Once she turns 18, nothing stops them from getting a hotel or spending the night together at friend's house, well, other than his parents. But we also aren't jumping to make it easier for them to do so by having him move in. Even if his parents weren't against it, we would still say no, but we would be open to discussion. We have younger teenage kids, and adding another person to the household would complicate things. She is frustrated because she doesn't feel like we are supporting her independence as an adult. She doesn't like living at home while in college and still being beholden to his parents' rules on spending time with him. She wants to move their relationship forward, is blocked by his parents, and frustrated that we aren't taking actions to support her. Am I the bad person? Can't wrap my head around that story. What do you think? Who is in the wrong there? Let us know down in the comments section, and let's move on to our last case. Case 4. Am I the bad person for refusing to wipe my cousin's nose and telling my family I won't be my baby brother's second mom? I, 18F, was at a family gathering with my pregnant mom when my aunt asked me to sit next to her almost 2-year-old son to keep him from falling off the couch. His nose was stuffed, and my grandma asked me to wipe it, but I politely refused because I get grossed out by it. She understood and asked his aunt, my uncle's wife, instead. However, I think my uncle's wife didn't hear the conversation because she then asked me to do it, saying he's my cousin. I again refused, explaining that I don't even do that for my siblings. She seemed taken aback and said that once my mom gives birth, I'll be the one taking care of the baby, wiping his nose and even changing his diapers. I told her I would never do that. I had already discussed it with my mom, and she was fine with me helping in other ways, but I wouldn't change diapers or hold the baby for the first 8 months since I'm uncomfortable handling newborns. I even told my mom I'd help with anything else, just not those things. She was okay with it, saying I should focus on my studies since I'll be starting college in September. But the whole room turned against me, saying I should behave and that I must help my mom. I got mad and said they decided to have a baby, so they should take care of him. Just because I'm the oldest doesn't mean I have to raise their child and put my life on hold. Finally, my mom and another woman stepped in. The woman said I was right, my parents chose to have a baby, so I shouldn't be forced to take responsibility. My mom also defended me, pointing out that I already help a lot, like cooking for the family without ever complaining. So, am I the bad person for refusing to wipe my cousin's nose and saying I won't change my baby brother's diapers? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.